The cold has a way of testing every living thing. It hunts through valleys, slips under doors, and exposes who truly knows how to survive. But long before central heating, long before electric blankets, long before the wartime engineering of World War II tried to reimagine human resilience, Native American communities already had a genius winter strategy. Homes tucked beneath the earth, warm as a hidden heartbeat. And the deeper you look, the more you realize this wasn't just shelter. It was engineering wrapped in ancestral wisdom, backed by an understanding of nature modern survivalists still admire. Let's dive straight into the soil where the secrets lived. The first thing to understand is this. Soil isn't just dirt. It's insulation, temperature control, and wind protection, all in one natural package. Native Americans understood that the ground keeps a steady temperature year-round, lingering comfortably around the mid-50s, even when the surface freezes over. They didn't need fancy thermometers to know this. They watched animals do it. Creatures disappearing into burrows during frost, food surviving longer underground, heat clinging to the earth long after the sun slipped away. So instead of fighting winter head-on, they went below it. Underground homes used the planet as a giant thermal battery. That meant warmth in winter, chill in summer, and stable comfort through the chaotic seasons modern society often complains about. It was survival by embracing nature instead of wrestling it. The brilliance of these homes comes from their simplicity. No steel beams, no concrete mixes, just mastery of available materials. Builders would start by digging a circular pit wide enough for a family or even a small community. The deeper the pit, the better the insulation and the steadier the temperature. Once the earth was carved out, a frame went up. Wooden poles formed a rib-like skeleton, angled inward at the top. This structure carried the weight of soil piled over it, allowing the entire home to disappear into the ground like a quiet secret. Over that frame, layers of brush, grass and packed earth were added. Each layer trapped air, each layer insulated, each layer amplified warmth. A small opening at the top acted as both entryway and chimney. You climbed down a ladder to enter the space, and as soon as your feet touched the floor, you felt it, the shift from biting wind to a steady, grounded heat. The fire inside didn't have to work hard. The earth did most of the lifting. These weren't caves, they were engineered sanctuaries. These underground dwellings weren't just warm, they were strategic. Wind couldn't touch them. Snow layered over the roof only added more insulation. Heat from cooking fires circulated naturally through the conical shape, rising and cycling instead of slipping through cracks like modern houses often allow. The entrance ladder acted like a cold air trap. Heavy air sank near the opening, keeping the living area warmer. It's the kind of design that feels modern even now. In fact, studies today show that underground homes can cut heating energy needs dramatically because of stable Earth temperatures. Indigenous engineers figured that out centuries before anyone attempted the first thermostat. Their winter homes weren't just survival shelters, they were energy-efficient masterpieces. Inside these Earth homes, life wasn't bleak or isolated. It was community-centered. Several families often shared the space. Warmth wasn't just physical, it came from people gathering, working, repairing tools, sharing food, telling stories. Winter became a season of strengthening bonds rather than enduring hardship alone. That's a survival strategy modern people often forget. Togetherness generates warmth biology can't explain. In the glow of firelight bouncing off earthen walls, you didn't just live, you thrived. If you're into off-grid life, prepping, homesteading, or just outdoor living, you'll find that these underground homes teach some of the most valuable principles of cold-weather survival. Use the land instead of fighting it. Shelter low, not high. Trap heat instead of chasing it. Build round structures that encourage circulation. Reinforce with what nature gives you. And always pay attention to how the ground behaves in each season. Even militaries picked up similar lessons. During brutal winters in World War II, soldiers on both sides dug field shelters, foxholes, and semi-underground bunkers, often improvising earth-insulated roofs when the temperature tried to break them. When your life depends on heat, the earth becomes an ally. You can see echoes of the same idea in modern earth-sheltered homes, storm shelters, and even long-term bunkers. Nature provided the manual. Indigenous people turned the pages. Some details of these homes get overlooked, yet they reveal just how deeply Native Americans understood the environment. The smoke hole at the top didn't just vent fumes. It let in precise amounts of light while pulling fresh air through tiny gaps in the structure. This created a natural ventilation cycle. No carbon monoxide build-up, no condensation drip. Just clean air moving in harmony with fire. The placement of the homes mattered too. Builders chose sites shielded from harsh winds, often near slopes, where cold air would naturally roll downward past the dwellings instead of settling inside them. They weren't just building homes, they were sculpting microclimates. Even the angle of the roof carried purpose. It allowed snow to collect without crushing weight, and the tapered shape funneled heat back down toward the living space. Every element, every piece of earth, wood and smoke worked together like a quiet symphony, conducted by need and perfected over generations. Today, architects talk about thermal mass, passive solar heating, and sustainable architecture as if these are brand new philosophies. But the truth is simple. Indigenous communities were doing it long before it had terminology. They built structures that required almost no fuel, almost no maintenance, and produced almost no waste. Eco-friendly before the phrase ever existed. For anyone trying to live smarter, not harder, their underground homes offer a roadmap paved with ingenuity instead of excess. And the deeper you explore the design, the more you respect how much they knew about weather, about physics, about the land itself. There's a lesson in that. Technology doesn't replace wisdom. Sometimes wisdom is the technology. If you enjoyed exploring this hidden survival strategy and want more deep-cut knowledge from history's most resourceful people, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share this video with anyone who loves survival, history, or just smart ideas the modern world forgot. The legacy of Survival Channel grows with every viewer who joins the journey. Let's keep learning together.